everybody. Welcome back to our third weekly forecast. We're going to go over the astrological weather report for the week and some of the significations for how that might impact us as a collective. Take it away, Mary.
Hi guys. So next week I feel like is the calm before the storm. We're heading into eclipse season, so next week is actually pretty mellow, which I think is a good thing. We talked about Mercury going direct again, so I don't know if it'll be direct by the time this podcast is posted. It's still making its way forward, so leaving the shadow period. Not quite yet. So Mercury will go from 8 degrees to 12 degrees next week, still in Virgo. So it'll still be in its shadow phase, basically. We also have the sun entering Libra on the 23rd at 2:50 p.m. I'm assuming Eastern EST. So it's officially going to be Libra season next week. Besides that, we still have so many planets in retrograde. Jupiter was still retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus. Saturn still retrograding in Pisces. It's going from 2 degrees to 1 degrees. Uranus still retrograding at the 22nd degree. And Neptune also, and Pluto. For the most part, we're still in the thick of the retrograde energy, so definitely slowing down, taking it easy, and going inwards. I feel like a lot of us have been tapping into our inner world and really doing some introspection in general. Also, next week, we're having Jupiter square Venus. That goes exact 17th through the 18th, so watch for overindulgence there, especially with Jupiter being in Taurus. The Sun is going to oppose Neptune exact Wednesday the 20th. We've also got a nice trine between the Sun and Pluto the next day on the 21st. Those are a few of the major highlights for next week. We're also having a Sun trine Uranus throughout the week.
Yeah.
So
it's going to start out at 2 degrees and then go further out to 7 degrees.
Nice. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on, the major ones. We also are having a full moon in Aries on Friday, the 29th. That should be interesting. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know because that's the next week.
Oh, it is? Oops, sorry, skipped.
Get ready.
We'll talk about it again later.
That's Aries, right?
I'm blaming Mercury retrograde.
That's Aries.
I mean, it's good
Just
that
impulsive.
we're getting out of personal planets in retrograde.
Yeah, exactly, and past the shadow phase.
What you went through seems like you said, maybe the calm before the storm, and there's still the Jupiter square Venus. The last time we talked about how that can be nice. There may be opportunities for connecting, opportunities for relaxing, doing the Venus type things. And then you may get some inspiration. I could see a Neptune sextile Pluto. There could be some opportunity for some sort of spiritual power. So while you're relaxing and then you've got the Sun trine Pluto, there's the opportunity for some sort of spiritual transformation.
Nice.
During this time, inspiration with that Sun trine Uranus going on.
And then adding the Sun opposite Neptune.
Adding the Sun opposite Neptune, yes, an opportunity to go into that spiritual realm, and opposition could bring some confusion. I always think you can turn that around and allow yourself to go out there with Neptune.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as the square, I think, with the Sun. I feel like Neptune square Sun, you can be pretty deep in the ego and delusion. With the opposition, it's balance, basically. We'll see how that plays out. Really just kind of recharging your batteries as much as possible, because we're about to go into eclipse season. I don't really think anyone knows what to expect this time because the axes have shifted. The nodes moved into an Aries and Libra. So I'm curious to know how the eclipses are going to play out because you can't really predict them. I know a lot of astrologers do like predictions for them, but I feel like you can't really predict them.
No,
they're very chaotic.
Yeah, the energy is just very chaotic for sure. I think people who have the eclipses on their angles can be a little bit more confident that, but it's not necessarily just the one angle, right? It can be first house, self, relationships, home, and work because of the square, especially depending on what planets you have in those different signs. So it would be the cardinal signs if you have them going on now.
They'll be in my IC-MC angle.
Yeah, so you're gonna have fun this year. I'm coming off of that with the Taurus and Scorpio.
Mine's on my moon, so kind of similar. An 8th house. So yay.
Yay.
Yeah, but I think when you start getting off of the angles, yes, when you have the personal planet, it can be still pretty strong. If you don't have anything in the houses, you may see something, but it's probably not quite as strong as if you have personal planets going on with the eclipses.
Yeah, the Taurus Scorpio one sucked for me because I've got plenty of Taurus placements and Pluto
And
and
Uranus is
Scorpio.
there.
Ugh, yeah, and Uranus is there. Not only are they already chaotic, but that was just like throw that into the mix, and it was intense. I did not like any of those eclipses. I'm kind of just hoping for the best with this one, but you can't control the energy. It definitely starts building. It's gonna start building next week for sure.
For sure.
And then it lasts for a few months. I mean, they say 6 months, it kind of tapers, but you definitely feel the energy for a while. The advice for this week would be give yourself some TLC and expect the unexpected because it's coming. So it's coming for sure. You know, in a good way. It's always good things. Eclipses are usher in fated events that align us. They're like windows of things are meant to happen, or time markers is what I like to call them. So for the most part, it's going to be a laid back, mellow week astrologically.
I'll take it.
We need that. It's been so much has been happening, especially with all the retrogrades. And Venus and all of that. It's going to be nice. I'm already feeling it. I've been definitely allowing myself to relax and not really do much and not be so much in my go, go, go energy. That's really hard for me. It's always been, because I'm sure you could relate to Pier with our Virgo South nodes, the need to constantly stay productive. So like the retrogrades don't really give you an option. They're like slow down and smell the roses for once. That's going to be the focus, I think, for next week. That's the big picture. Besides that, I feel like we should also dedicate like an episode to the eclipses, or maybe talk about the eclipses as much as possible.
Absolutely.
But everybody wants to know. But that's the thing, though. You know, truly, you can't really predict them. Maybe you can predict a little bit based on where the ruling planet is of that house. You can kind of tell. For the most part, they're very unpredictable.
Last time we had eclipses, I had a traumatic event, so...
Well, yeah, but you're also are you born during an eclipse?
No, I was born like a month after an eclipse.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. Like, they're not really good. I honestly I'm pretty traumatized from the last ones, hoping these ones will be good, but usually they're kind of malefic. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
The important part, I think, is we all say with astrology is just awareness. Where is it in your chart? So when things happen, I'm the queen of rationalization. Oh, it's an eclipse going on in my chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Awareness is so key. It makes it a lot easier because you know not to make any major moves. You're just chilling at home.
So everybody pull up your birth chart and look at where Aries and Libra are in your chart, and then find out what that house means, and then keep an eye on that area of life.
It almost never peaks during the eclipse exact. So like it can happen before or after.
It can be
like
6
some
months
type
down,
of
or
exactly.
even a year.
So it's just like a time marker. Rarely does anything happen on that day. Maybe you'll feel like some intensified emotions because it's like a full moon on steroid. Yeah, it's pretty intense. But the more planets you have in Aries, Libra, the more you're going to feel it, period. That's the big picture.
All right. Well, we kind of went off week, but we're getting you ready.
Yeah, we're preparing.
Yeah.
That's all we have for this week.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.